Okay, let's make another video adding to what I just said. So basically, when you do a prep and you try to lose weight, and it's funny, even though weight training or bodybuilding is your main sport, cardio almost becomes more important at the end, whereas you do like 2 or 3 hours of cardio and 1 hour of workout or something like that, and the cardio becomes the focus rather than the weight training. The weight training is basically not to make any progress, but just to maintain your existing muscle that you have. So let me tell you how you should or could eat. So you wake up in the morning, you drink, let's say, 2 big glasses of water, and maybe have a pre-workout, and then you go to the gym. You go to the gym, you do your weight training, you do, let's say, 20 minutes of cardio, or if you want to really push it, you go to 45 minutes of cardio. So let's say an hour of workout and 45 minutes of cardio. Then you're finished. The first thing you do at the gym or in the car is you drink a protein shake right away, 40 to 50 grams of protein. Whatever, ready to drink or self-made with the powder, with the shaker, doesn't matter. Then you go home and then you eat your oatmeal. And your oatmeal has to be, you can either make it right then and there, where you have oatmeal with some berries. Or what I do sometimes is I have, a cup of oatmeal, and then I put a scoop of protein powder into it and mix it. And maybe even the night before, I prepare it and have it in the fridge. So in the morning, it's all blown up and expanded. It's not necessary, but, it helps. So you have your oatmeal. And then what you want to do is you want to have some sort of eggs. Maybe some, 2 whole eggs and maybe 5 egg whites or something like that. So you just want to have some extra protein, but actual food. And eggs are an excellent source of protein. The egg whites are more ideal, obviously, in a prep. I like the yolks, even though they have a bit more calories and fat. But I don't mind. Sometimes I have 3 or 4 whole eggs. But you can also have 1 or 2 yolks and the rest egg whites. But you want to eat some eggs. That's your morning. Then for lunch, you should have chicken, steak, or fish with nothing, or vegetables and salad, or salad. If you want, you can have a small amount of carbs like sweet potato, baked potato, or you can even have mashed potato if it's not fattening. Or some people like rice. I'm not a big rice person. So personally, I like sweet potato a lot. It also has lots of vitamins. Then let's say it's in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, I have a protein shake just to kind of, fill me up. 6 o'clock, I have another meal, chicken, steak, or rice with vegetables or salad. And then 8 o'clock, I have a protein shake. And if I'm hungry in between, I have a green juice with, cold pressed green juice, just for health reasons or just to kind of help my micronutrients. And I have my vitamins, usually in the morning with breakfast, and I have a whole bunch of vitamins that I eat, that I take, just to kind of support my overall system and health. So that's really, in a nutshell, how you should eat if you're on a bodybuilding diet. So you see, you have oatmeal in the morning, and that's really your only source of carbs. So I used to eat for lunch, I made spelt pasta, which is a special type of pasta, which is easier to digest, tastes just the same. So I had spelt pasta with some tuna fish, for example. And I used to eat that all the time. That was my lunch. So as I got closer to the end of the prep and I wanted to lose more weight, what I would do is I would cut out the oatmeal, or I would cut out the spaghetti basically at lunch, and basically just switch to, just protein, or you can reduce it, So that's what I would do sometimes. But maybe only for the last 4 weeks, so that you really kind of get defined. And everybody's a little bit different. See how you feel on it. And if you make progress, you can keep the carbs, so you can keep the oatmeal in the morning. There's nothing wrong with carbs as long as you're in a calorie deficit, but you should only have them in the morning or around your workouts, and not at night or in the afternoon when you no longer need them. So usually what I would do too is I would, in the afternoon, maybe go for a walk or have a cardio session, like as a second kind of workout, just to help with additional fat burning. And that's more or less in a nutshell how I would eat, okay? Sometimes you have steak, sometimes you have chicken, sometimes you have fish. But what you shouldn't do is like eat salmon, because it has lots of fat, or avocado. And even those two foods are considered healthy, they're not ideal for the bodybuilding diet or prep, unless you're completely on a keto diet. Honestly, I personally like steak the most. Steak is my number one, and chicken, and then fish is number three. I don't eat a lot of fish. I also used to eat sushi for lunch, which has a little bit of rice, but mainly has some sashimi and some sushi with, salmon or tuna, but mainly tuna. That's kind of like what you want to do because the tuna has less fat than the salmon. So that's also acceptable once in a while. So there was a phase where I went, every lunch I went to the sushi restaurant and just had my sushi order. The guy even knew exactly what I wanted to order. I even had to tell him what I wanted. And it was like, you keep the meals the same. It's kind of boring, but you eat the same way every day. Same, breakfast, same lunch, same dinner. And then when you're not losing any weight or when you're not making any progress, you can look at your meal plan. You can say, okay, what am I doing wrong? What should I change or alter to get the results that I need? And you can't do that if you are always eating differently. So if you always eat more or less the same meals, and then you say, okay, maybe I should cut out the rice. Maybe I should cut out the carbs here. Maybe I should switch this with that. Then you can actually make some progress, and you can see what you're changing. Or you say, hey, I like the way I eat. I'm going to continue to eat like this. All I'm going to do is now I'm going to increase my cardio, because it's like you can change the food, you can change the cardio. There's another screw, so to speak, or you can add some fat burners or something like that. But if you do everything at the same time and it's not working and you don't know what to change because you don't know where the problem lies, you see, it's almost like you start slowly into it. You start with the meal, okay? And then you start with the training. And once you see, okay, this is working, this is going in the right direction, that's fine. But when you then come to a plateau where you say, okay, this is no longer working, what can I change to improve my progress? Should I cut out some calories or should I increase my cardio session? So usually I would maybe start with a half an hour of cardio, then go to 45 minutes for the second month, and then maybe an hour for the third month. And if that's enough, as long as my food is in a low calorie, in a calorie deficit, then the scale is showing the results, then I'm fine, okay? So go on the scale every single morning, like before you get up, you go to the bathroom or whatever, but then go on a scale on an empty stomach and write it down. And don't be afraid. Sometimes, you eat some carbs. The carbs usually, you retain more water the next day, and you can be a couple pounds heavier. But over the week, over the average of the week, that's what you should do. You should be losing weight, and you should be losing at least 2 pounds a week, okay? And if you're not losing two pounds a week, then you're eating too much. Then you need to eat less or do more cardio. But usually, 80% of your success comes from your nutrition. So you want to know exactly where you're at, what you're doing, by measuring your weight daily, but don't get crazy about the changes because the changes can happen. In the end, what counts is the mirror. If you look good and you look like you're improving, that's great, okay? Usually the body fat is not accurate anyway. Some scales have body fat measures. It's not true. So you just want to see that the weight is going down if you are at the, let's say, good level. So that's really, another session that goes with the fat loss. Everybody's different. Some people like certain foods better than others, but in general, pick something that works for you, follow it, stick with it, and then make changes if you're not making progress. All right, see you in the next video.